Okay, class, good day. Ito na yung huling lesson natin. This is all about the access to information and new communication technology. The access to information is still part of the communication issues that we are facing. And then the new communication technology is part of the trends in communication nowadays. So in this lesson class, you are going to learn ano nga ba yung karapatan natin when it comes to information and how do this new communication technology shape our perception of the information that we're seeing. Okay, so let us move forward sa ating discussion. First slide, we are tackling about what is information. Okay, class. So it says here that information refers to any record that a government office keeps. So this is all about the books, the reports, uh, mga kontrata, minutes of the meeting, maps, and even books that the government is having. So yun yung focus ng discussion. To see information as any paper na mula sa government in which we have the access. Okay? So now, we have here the next important term. This is all about the access to information. So, the access to information is critical for enabling the citizens to exercise their voice, to effectively monitor and hold the government to account, and to enter into the informed dialogue about the decisions that affect their life. So, it means that the access to information, kung ganun pala, means that the citizens have the right to get the information from the government. Okay? Based dun sa definition na ibinigay natin ng information, and then the what we call access to information. So why access to information is necessary? Because it allows us to see the facts, okay? And of course, to monitor the government officials and to hold the leaders accountable. Okay? What else? What are the importance of the access to information? The class, the access to information helps us to hold the leaders accountable. Okay? To it also enables us to join discussions about the policies and then how these policies affect our daily lives. Okay? Halimbawa, gusto mong malaman kung saan napupunta yung budget ng barangay nyo. So, you have the right to access the information dito. So later on, bakit naging if this access to information is a right of every Filipino pala, paano siya naging issue sa atin kung ganon? You will know later. Because there are restrictions, okay? That's one of the reasons why the access to information is an issue in this country. Next, class, we have here the important term. This is all about the freedom of information. So, mayroon ditong section 3 para lang siyang naligaw kumbaga. Okay? So, ano ba yung pinatutungkulan niyan? It says here that yung section 3 class nung ay tawag dito. Nung 1987 Constitution class, ibig sabihin, yung Article 3, Section 7 specifically, merong sinasabi doon yung right of the people to information that matters to the public. Wherein, ito naman class, Section 3 class ng Article 3 na yon ng 1987 Constitution, sinasabi ng Section 3 niyan that every Filipino shall have the access to information, official records, public records, and to the documents that the papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as to the government research data. Okay? Remember that the government research data as the basis for policy of the government. So class, ito palang freedom of information indicated in the section 3 of Article 3 of the 1987 Constitution. It is all about class dun sa sinasabing freedom of information. Lahat tayo may karapatang mag-access, okay? Ayan, no? Ng mga official records, the public records, okay? Yan ay pinatutungkulan lahat yung kahalagahan ng transparency sa gobyerno, okay? Dito sa ating local example that I can give to you, nung nag-aaral ako, there was a debate between sa mga nanunungkulan ng USSC when it comes to making the public makita yung mga pondo at ilan na lang ba yung natitirang pondo. So the USSC officials back then, 2020 class, isinapubliko nila yun lahat. Ngayon, gumawa ito ng clash. Bakit daw between sa admin ng school? Okay? Bakit daw may hindi naman sobrang clash but there are questions noon. So yun. Pero class, yung ginawa na yun is proseso na tama lang. Bakit? Because class, yung mga tao, meron nga tayong karapatan na makita yung mga records ng gobyerno na to. Kung saan napupunta yung mga pera natin at ah, yung mga dokumento na may kinalaman sa lahat ng mga records na to. So, isipin natin, if this freedom of information lang ay nakikita pala natin or na-exercise siya nowadays, siguro class mahihirapan mangkuha ng hindi dapat kuhanin yung mga corrupt officials. Okay? That is why kung bakit the access to information is an issue to communication. Okay? So, key question to access information. Mahalaga to. Uh, to what extent can access to information and government transparency advance the claims of the poor and marginalized groups and make the governments rather, accountable? Okay? So, eto nga yun. Class, kung alam ng mga tao yung karapatan nila, ah, alam din nila, malalaman natin ng bawat tao, mahirap man o mayaman, kung saan napupunta yung mga pondo ng gobyerno. Ano yung mga serbisyo na nabibigay sa atin sa pamamagitan ng mga pondo na 'to, 'di ba? So, ngayon, kung may kaalaman pala tayo dito sa mga information na 'to ng ating government class, we can demand for better services. Okay? Ano-ano pa yung madudulot nito? We can report for the corruption na nangyayari sa atin. Okay? Ano pa? Mas mai-ensure or mas masisiguro natin na yung mga proyekto class ay naaalok para sa mga komunidad. So, that's it. Hmm. Kaya yun naging communication issue. So, ngayon puntahan natin dito. The access to information. Let us read this. Allow me to read this, class. Because I believe that in reading, noon natin mas na iintindihan kung ano yung kahulugan nung nakasulat lang than merely looking on it. Okay? So there is a power in reading with of course understanding. Okay? Hindi lang basta binasa mo. So in many developing countries, there are real structural and political barriers that hinder both the capacity and incentives of the government to produce information and the ability of the citizens to claim their right to information and to use it to demand better governance and public services. So this is what I am saying kanina. Kaya ang access to information class a communication is a communication issue because yun na nga, there are real structural and political barriers na naghihinder sa atin para makuha natin tong information, this crucial information about our government and the public funds. Okay? Ano pa yung masasabi kong ibang issue dito, o ibang reasons, the other than political barriers? So, have you heard? Did you listen to the previous discussion that I posted? It's all about the access of or the power of the government to control the media that we are seeing. So, dun pa lang class yung information maaaring filtered na, 'di ba? Dahil yung gobyerno natin yung may karapatan class kung ano yung ipagpapatuloy nila at kung alin yung gusto nilang maipasara. If ever meron kang nakitang violation, just like what ABS-CBN naman is nangyari din, nagkaroon kasi class ng violation din yung ABS. Okay? Marami silang hindi nabayaran sa gobyerno natin. So yun. Pero, ayun na nga, ang naging issue is tuluyan itong maipasara instead of mapag-usapan yung sana ay, tawag dito, mapag-uusapan pa at kaya pang maisalba. Because that platform class, specific platform, plays a crucial role when it comes to the information access of the Filipino people. Okay? Structural barriers. Class, sige, pag-focusan natin yung tinatawag nating structural barriers. Ano-ano ba yun? Halimbawa, class, Marami class yung mga government offices na hindi fully ready. Okay? Kaya hindi nila mapakita sa atin yung mga records. Saan ba to nandito? Hindi na nila matrace din. That's why kapag nangihingi, hindi lahat sa atin maibigay. Okay? So, ito. Puntahan natin yung mga barriers when it comes to the access to information. Class, this slide is the main start ng tinatawag nating barriers to the access to information. So, dito class sa lesson natin, tatlo yung major problems na ibinigay, especially in the developing countries or the third world countries, kagaya ng Pilipinas at iba pang mga bansa sa Asia na under this term what we call developing countries or third world countries. The first one class. This is not all about government being not supportive, okay? Some government they're hiding the information. Bakit class? It's because of the history of dictatorship. If we're going to trace back then, bakit nga ba hindi lahat ng impormasyon ay nakukuha ng mga Pilipino? During the Marcos era class, the dictatorship happened in our country. And that is why isa lang yung may absolute power doon sa gobyerno. Ano pa? Corruption. That could be another issue when it comes to the barrier to the access to communication. Okay? So government may be actively supportive of the right to information, particularly in contexts where there is a legacy of under-democratic political system or closed government, or should I say government may not be actively supportive. So yan na nga. Government is not supportive enough, okay? Because yeah, there is a history noon ng dictatorship and there were corruptions na hindi pwedeng mabulgar. Next major issue in the developing country. Citizens may be aware of their legal right to information or in some cases may be reluctant to assert it, either because of fear of a repressive regime or a prevailing culture of not questioning the authority. Okay? So dito tandaan natin, people don't know in simplified terms, people don't know their rights. Okay? And then people are being muted. They do not have or they not hold their power of questioning the authority. Okay? So many people are not aware. Kayo ba? Aware ba kayo that you can access this information sa inyong mga barabarangay? So many people are not aware na pwede tayong mag-request ng documents. And then next reason could be they are scared to question the authority, and then we have this mindset kasi especially in the Filipino mindset to accept things as they are. Okay? Meaning parang ine-embrace natin kung ano yun na yung nandyan. We do not question kasi nga takot din tayong kumbaga, ma-repress. So yon, that is the second barrier to the access to information. Next, pangatlo, para sa developing country class, inuulit-ulit ko, kung bakit tayo ay nasa vicious cycle of poverty class, this is one of the reasons also. Okay? Pangatlo class, the capacity of the public bodies to provide information may be weak and the officials, okay, may be aware or unaware of their obligations. So dito class, public offices are not that capable, or even I can say that the government offices may not be having enough system to cater these needs of the people. So yun na nga, maari ding nawala nila yung document or even mismo yung mga staff nila, mga officials, they don't know about the FOI. Okay? When we say FOI, it is the freedom of information, the guidelines that our constitution has for it. Okay? So yon. Ngayon class, why is access to information important? The first one, it helps the individual to make their decision based on the correct data. So using this information, kapag alam natin yung information, we can conclude or we can derive more decisions that are right, that the basis of these decisions are from a right data or correct data. Plus, I will say that information is a power. Kung may alam ka, 'di ba? Hindi ka maluloko. Second, a necessary condition to combat corruption and mismanagement of the public funds. So yeah, the access to information helps us to fight the corruption happening in our government because class transparency is the key. It prevents the misuse of the public funds. Okay, in our history class, we can say that the yes, it's the lifeblood of the government, yung mga taxation class, 'di ba? Doon nakukuha yung pondo ng gobyerno. So, kanino ba nanggagaling yung tax? Siyempre sa mga tao. Sino ang may karapatan doon sa maaring ibunga ng mga buwis natin, sama-sama nating buwis? Siyempre yun yung publiko. So yun. Kaya tayo mayroong karapatan to access this information. Okay? Next, why is access to information important? Number three, it contributes actively to support the scientific research. Okay? So dito, yan. Yung mga researchers class, lahat yan, kailangan yan ng gobyerno because we are living in a ever-changing world and our society is transforming rapidly. Kaya class, kinakailangan yung mga research because in researches, doon tayo nakaka-infer ng mga bagong data, bagong knowledge and information to be applied sa current situation na meron tayo ngayon so that we can be or we will be able to adapt in this ever-changing society. Sino ba kasi ang nagpapabago din ng society? Class, yun din mismong mga tao. The more tayong nakakatuklas ng bago, the more nating gusto pang tumuklas ng mga bagong bagay. Ibig sabihin, class, yung pangangailangan ng tao pala, therefore is nagpapatuloy. Okay? And that is why, patuloy din tayong gumagawa ng mga pananaliksik or these scientific researches para matugunan yung hindi matapos-tapos na pangangailangan ng mga tao. So class, sa pamamagitan ng mga researches na to, 'di ba? Pinopondohan 'to lahat ng mga ng ating gobyerno. So yun na nga, if taxation is the lifeblood of the government and through taxes we can have the funds that makes our government run, that makes the country to actually work. Therefore, lahat tayo may karapatan to access kung saan nga ba naggagaling o tawag dito, napupunta yung mga buwis na ibinabayad natin. So, class, hindi lang lahat ng mga nagtatrabaho ang nagbabayad ng buwis. Even the baby na bagong panganak pa lang, nagbabayad na siya ng buwis. It's through the VAT, okay? The value-added tax na meron doon sa kanyang ah, mga diaper na binibili ng kanyang magulang. So, that's the impact of tax in our life. Next, we have here number four class, contributes to the stimulation of the trade and creation of a strong economy. Okay? So, this access to information class helps the economy. Okay? Because businesses rely in open information to operate. That is the reason why. Number five is necessary to detect the violations and to protect rights. Sa pamamagi, sabi ko nga, the power to information class is a power. So when you know your rights, okay, you cannot be violated, 'di ba? People can check if their rights are being violated. So number six, it establishes and supports the democratic and participatory practice of the government. This is very important, especially in the concept of development communication, because in development communication class, we ask for the participatory uh, type of leadership or even governance. Ibig sabihin, we try to involve as much as possible the people. Okay? Hinahayaan natin sila uh, to have the right information, the necessary information, knowledge, and then we equip them with the skills that they need para sila mismo yung tinatawag dito, catalyze nung change na kailangan nila. Okay? So, the access to information, therefore, kung ganun pala, it helps us to strengthen the what we call democracy in this country. So, yun po. Ngayon, class, pumunta tayo sa trends naman na tinatawag. If this is an issue, class, pumunta naman ngayon, tapos na tayo doon. Yun yung mga binanggit natin kanina. Pumunta naman tayo sa trends in communication. At puntahan natin tong new communication technology class. So, sinasabi rito, the best example of communication technology includes the blogs, websites, live video, social media technologies, and email communication. So, these are part of the human adaptation class in this ever-changing world na meron tayo. It's a trend. Ibig sabihin, nangyayari talaga to even nowadays. Okay? There is a rapid transformation in our society. Lahat naging digitalized na. So, yun. The new communication technology class, uh, tawag dito, in the new communication technology, okay, ang first social media platform daw that ever established or created by by the man is what we call 66 degrees, okay? So, medyo wala akong alam dito kasi tawag dito, 1997 siya and I was born. Hindi man ako millennials. But searching about it, class, 6 degrees daw. Ito ay typical na pinaghanguan din ngayon nung mga tinatawag nating Facebook, Instagram. Because class in 6 degrees, sa pamamagitan ng social media platform na to, even the Friendster class, sa kanya rin daw na-derive. Okay? Sa 6 degrees class, yung mga tao, pwede silang mag-create ng profile, mag-add sila ng mga friends. This platform also helps in sending the messages and for people to participate in different groups. So, it's a network of people, okay? Sa pamamagitan ng platform na to, nare-reach natin yung network of people at nakakapag-form sila ng different connections. So, yan. Class, mahalaga yung 6 degrees because it was the blueprint ng common social media na ginagamit natin ngayon. Paano siya nagtapos? So, nung 2001 class, sinasabi na ito ay nagtapos. So, talagang hindi ko siya inabutan. 2002 ako. Nagtapos siya because yung mga tao class, hindi pa tayo ready sa tinatawag nating social media world. In the world of social media. Also, hindi pa tayo nun nagkakaroon ng malawak na access sa internet. So, hindi lahat merong access that eventually, of course, if these created social media platforms will not be having enough number of consumers, wala silang magiging pondo rin para magpatuloy. And that is why naipasara to or tawag dito, nawala siya during 2001. So, yon. Hindi pa ready yung mga tao sa social networking and then hindi pa widespread yung tinatawag nating internet access. So, ngayon class, ito yung sinasabi ko, there is a difference between what we call blogs, the letter B as in baboy, and then V as in vase or victory, and then, or yung term na vlogs, okay? When we say blogs class, the letter B, these are personal websites. Remember the term personal websites where people can publish or log information for others with the use of the internet connection. So these blogs class are all around the world because these are websites kung saan na-access natin yung halimbawa example of educational blogs, life blogs, lifestyle or the commentary blogs. Okay? So yun. Lahat yan ay naiiba dun sa tinatawag naman nating vlogs. So, kasi class, when we say vlogs, these are video logs. Okay? They emerge as an extension of blogging class. Instead na binabasa lang yung mga information, dito class na panonood na natin through the posted videos online. Examples of these vlogs, the common platform that we have right now is yung YouTube class, the TikTok. These are example of video logs or yung tinatawag nating vlogs. Gets? I hope you get it. So next, we have here other communication technology. We have here the live video. This is all about the real-time broadcasting of the videos na nangyayari sa isang panahon. Okay? Live video is an extension of vlogging that has corresponded to online content consumers needs for the immediacy and the authenticity na tinatawag. So yon, sabi ko nga it's real time. Nakikita mo mismo yung nangyayari, ini-stream mismo yung nangyayari sa mismong panahon na yon. That is what the live video is all about. Example, the Facebook Live, TikTok Live, and even the Instagram Live. Yung mga yon, yung mga nagbebenta ng, halimbawa sa TikTok Live, nagbebenta ng mga products nila. That's an example of live video under the what we call the new communication technologies. Now, under pa rin ng new communication technology, meron tayong tinatawag na mga video conferencing apps. Okay? These are sophisticated conferencing technology na tinatawag natin. So through this sophisticated conferencing technology, helps the workplaces, okay, to communicate across the long distances. Real time din yung communication nila, class, even though people are in long distances. So, ano yung mga example of this conferencing technology? We have here Zoom, and then yung Skype, na wala na rin yun ngayon, di ba? We have here the Google Meet, MS Teams. So, yun po. Ngayon, wala na tayong maidadahilan na nasa malayo ako, hindi ako makaka-attend ng meeting because these platforms, class, the sophisticated conferencing technologies, pwede ka na umattend ng meeting as long as you have the access sa internet. So, yun po. Pinadadali nitong lahat ng 'to, class, yung pakikipag-communicate natin nowadays. Kasi yung internet access din ng mga tao ngayon ay mas, tawag dito, widespread na compared to 90s and then early 2000s. So, yun. May tinatawag din tayong mga group forums, class. Ito naman mga group forums, it allows people to post questions and answers for others to respond to. These communication technology, class, the group forum, ito naman, class, yung mga online messages boards where people ask or answer questions. Ibig sabihin, may kalayaan tayo through this group forums na, alam mo, mag-post ng isang tanong and then magkakaroon ng threads doon, sagot ng mga tao. Eto, nakikita natin to sa Facebook. Are you familiar with the F follow the trend movement Facebook page? Yung ang issue dun ngayon is na nakuha at kumbaga na-retrieve nila yung access to the site kasi nawalan ng access eh. Karang kahapon ko lang yata nakita. December 6, ano ba kahapon? December 7. So yun, ngayon nakuha na nila. So doon, 'di ba? Dito po yung thread ng mga trentahin. Kita mo doon mga tao magko-comments, ano yung mga nararanasan nila during their early 30s. Example of group forum pa rin, class, or Reddit. So sa Reddit, class, it's a social media platform. Mga tao din nakakapag-usap ka na pwedeng anonymous yung pangalan mo. Pwedeng hindi ka makilala, just like Facebook. Nakakapag-post ng tanong, sumasagot. Quora. So yung Quora, familiar kayo doon? Marami niyan sa halimbawa nung naghahanap tayo ng sagot sa assignment natin. If hindi pa natin kilala si ChatGPT noon, yung Quora yung madaming answer dun sa information na tinatry nating ma-access. So, yan, class. Mga Facebook groups din. Halimbawa, sa samahan ng mga nabubuli online, mga ganon, o samahan ng mga marketplace, mga ganon, Facebook groups. So, yan. And then threads, yung upgraded another forum na gawa din ng Meta, group forum na gawa ng Meta. Apart from Instagram, Facebook, we have here now the threads. So, yun yung pinakabago. So, yan. When we say group forum, again, it allows people to post questions and answers for others to respond to. So, doon nagkakaroon sila ng open communication all around the edges of the world, or edges man yan. But the world is semicircle daw. So next, we have here under ng communication, new communication technology pa rin, we have here the podcasts. So dati, class, yung mga these podcasts are in radio. So ngayon nasa Spotify na rin siya, no? Even in YouTube. So yun. When we say podcast, these are audio recordings that are published online. So it could be in a form of entertainment or educational. Dito, class, sa ating lesson, podcasts are said to be are packets of audio information that can be uploaded and stored in a cloud cloud technology ready for anyone to download and listen to at will. So yon, sabi ko nga, audio recordings that are published online. That is podcasts. Yung Barangay LS dati, pinakikinggan ko siya sa radyo. Nag-aabang pa ako ng tuwing alauna. Ngayon, class, may mga podcast na recorded nito online. And pwede mo na siyang mapakinggan sa Spotify. So that's the example na sa palagay ko ay makaka-relate kayo kahit papano. Next, we have here the what we call media literacy. Wala na po nakasulat dito, but that's why you need to listen. These media, when we say media literacy class, ano ngayon yung kahalagahan ng media literacy? It refers to, uh, tawag dito, uh, our capacity to be literate in anything that we see in the social media or any media that we have nowadays. Okay, so sa pamamagitan ng media literacy class, it helps us to actually think critically and evaluate information sources. Okay, so sa pamamagitan din ng media literacy, ano pa tawag dito, naka-classify natin kung ano yung mga fake news. As communication majors, it is important for us to be media literate. Bakit? Kasi we should be the one na nag spread ng mga information na tama. So, yun. Ano pa? Sa pamamagitan ng media literacy class, we understand the media influences in our daily lives. So, ano naman ngayon yung kinahaharap nating problema sa media literacy? So, there are a lot of informations class. The main problem that we're facing is that there are a lot of information that we have in social media, and that is why um, it is very important for us to know what is the media literacy. And next, class, the access to information. Okay, it is fundamental. It's fundamental to the people. Okay, regardless of their age, access to information is a right that allows the citizens to, yes, fight corruption, make informed decisions, and then to participate in a democratic type of government. Okay, so nira-wrap up ko yung discussion, ha. Now, the importance of communication technology class. Yung communication technology na meron tayo, it changed how we share and receive the information. So from blogs lang noon, mga websites na ina-access natin online, napunta na tayo ngayon sa mga vlogs and hindi pa tayo naging kontento enough. We now have the live videos. And then, these live videos, maaari na rin siyang nasa recorded through what we call podcasts. Okay? So, ngayon class, these communication information, new communication technology, and of course, the access to information, kapag pinagsama mo sila, they are powerful enough. Okay? They are powerful enough to empower us and then to improve the transparency that we have nowadays. Next, um, they are important because they are a vital, tawag dito, they are vital signs of the democratic government that we have in the Philippines. So yun. Kung lahat lang tayo class nakaka-access ng tama and sa mga information na to, siguro class may iwasan natin yung mga tao na alam nyo yun, kakaunti yung nalalaman. Kaya we are very lucky enough. You are very lucky because you have the access to these learnings. You know the importance. And that is why you have the task to be a catalyst, okay, to make other people around you be informed about their rights na natutunan mo. So, yun lang po. I think that ends our discussion. So, thank you so much. Good luck sa inyong examination.